Good morning. My name is Sister Kim Herndon, and welcome to Morning Meditations. Get ready to be blessed by one of the ministers of the gospel. Be blessed.
Good morning. Welcome to Compassion's Morning Meditations. My name is Minister in Training Jackie Jordan. Today's scripture is found in 1 Samuel 12 and 24, the New King James Version. Only fear the Lord and serve him in truth with all your heart, for consider what great things he has done for you. If I had to add a title to this message this morning, it would be Don't Be Scared. This morning, we're going to prepare for a military operation. However, before we are deployed, it's always good to get some intel. So let me provide you with some background information that's always helpful when we're preparing for a battle. In 1 Samuel, it describes Israel's change from theocracy to monarchy. That's being led by God to then being led by a king. The people of Israel wanted to be ruled by a king because they were tired of being mishandled and misled by unfaithful leaders that perverted everyone and everything. They also wanted to be like everyone else. Samuel was just the opposite of that. He feared the Lord. Samuel himself had been dedicated to the Lord's service since birth. He was one of Israel's greatest prophets. He ushered in Israel's first king, Saul, and paved the way for which is considered one of the greatest kings ever, King David. Samuel warned Israel they were guidelines that were and rules that had to be followed. So be careful what you ask for. In 2 Timothy 1 and 7, it says, "For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind." Remember, our scripture today commands us only fear the Lord. The term fear in this text speaks of God's judgment. In Proverbs 15:33, the fear of the Lord is described as the discipline, and it is the instruction or wisdom of God. Israel asked for a king, and God gave them what they asked for. Have you ever asked God for something, and you thought it would change your whole life, your situation for the better? But it didn't happen like that. You thought about things like this: God, if you would just give me the job, if you would just give me the house, the husband, the car, you know the type of things that you may have asked for, that we may have asked for. God desires to give us his very best if we do what he asks. He promises to give us the desires of our heart if we seek him first. When we take our matters into our own hands, that's when things can go totally south. First, we ask for this. Then if that doesn't work, we ask for that. Then we ask for something else, but none of it seems to work. Then we begin to feel defeated, and sometimes fear creeps in. Remember, our scripture commands us today, only fear the Lord. Operating in fear can be debilitating and could possibly be lethal, not only to you, but to others around you and that are attached to you. So don't be discouraged. I have good news on this morning. God already has the plan. See, God's words commands us in this text to only fear the Lord. So when I think about the word only, I had to go take a look at Webster's, and it says only. There is just one. There are no other options. So if there are no other options, why do we fear oppositions, trials, disappointment, people? You can fill in the blanks. Remember, in the beginning, I said that we would be preparing for a military operation. I'm going to provide you with a 4-part strategy to defeat what scares you. So I'll ask you again, what are you scared of? The opposition, Satan, the enemy, your imagination, and any other strongholds you could think or imagine. See, last night you may have laid down fearing what would come of this day, waking up a nervous wreck. Not today. The Bible reminds us in Psalms 34 and 7, the angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them. may have woken up like this morning, but again, let me encourage you, you don't have to be scared. Our mission on today is to defeat the thing that will cause you to fear anything but God. Get that thing on your mind this morning. So let's use this 4-step strategy to gain victory over fear. So what is fear? The common acronym for it is false evidence appearing real. We get that. But in the military, they have an acronym that they use as well. And that acronym for fear is FIRST, encounter, assault, and reconnaissance. First, when we think about that, admit to yourself, acknowledge the fear. It's okay, but we can't stay there. In Proverbs 1:7, it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Remember, it's first, then second, it's encounter. Take a look in the mirror. Ask yourself a question. Pick a side on today. In Joshua 24:15, it says, and if it seems evil to you to serve the Lord, choose for yourselves this day whom you will serve, whether the God which your father serves that were on the other side of the river of the gods or the Amorites, in whose land you will dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Step 3 was the assault. Prepare for battle. What are the weapons that you're carrying? Ephesians 6:13 reminds us, therefore take up the whole armor of God that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having all to do but stand. In step 4, lastly, reconnaissance. Gain knowledge about your opposition. Ask yourself a question. How does the enemy fight me? What does he use? In Genesis 4:7, it says, if you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin lies at the door, and it desires for you, but you should rule over it. Once you've applied these steps, your mission would be complete. And if we can remember in the scripture, it tells us today, it commands us to fear only the Lord. Then we can say to God, how awesome are your works. Through your greatness of your power, your enemies shall submit themselves to you. Psalm 66:3. Remember on today, don't be scared. The battle has already been won. Remember on today, 1 Samuel 12:24, only fear the Lord and serve him in truth with all your heart, for consider what great things he has done for you. I want to thank you on this morning for tuning into Compassion's morning meditations. Please remember that every day we're here at 7 a.m. Be blessed and encouraged.